Om Shanti, Baba's Sakar Murli, 1st of October 2021. Essence. Sweet children, you are from a very elevated clan. You have to change from Brahmins into deities, and you must therefore break all your dirty, vicious habits. Question. What is not connected with this study? Answer. How you dress is not connected with this study. There is no question of changing your dress here. The Father teaches you souls. The soul knows that it has an old impure body, and that it doesn't matter what type of ordinary clothes you make it wear. The bodies and souls are both ugly. The Father changes those who are ugly and makes them beautiful. Om Shanti. You, spiritual children, are sitting in front of the spiritual Father in the spiritual school. This is not a worldly school. The spiritual Father sits in the spiritual school and teaches you spiritual children Raja Yoga. You children know that you are sitting with the spiritual Father in order to change from ordinary humans into Narayan, that is, to claim a deity status once again. This is something new. You also know that there was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan, and that they were double-crowned. They had both a crown of light and a crown studded with jewels. At first, they have a crown of light. Those who have been here and gone are portrayed with a halo of white light around them. That is a symbol of purity. Impure ones can never be shown with a light. When your photograph is taken, a light cannot be shown in that. They use it as a symbol of purity. Light and dark. The day of Brahma is light, and the night of Brahma is dark. Dark means there is no light around him. You children know that only the Father comes and changes those who are ugly, those who are impure, and makes them pure. No pure kingdom exists now. In the Golden Age, as are the king and queen, so are the subjects. All are pure. It is the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. You children have to explain very well using this picture. This is your aim and objective. There are still more good pictures for you to explain, and this is why many pictures are kept here. People don't immediately understand that they will become Saturpradhan from Tamurpradhan through this pilgrimage of remembrance, and that they will then go into liberation and then liberation in life. No one in the world knows what liberation in life is. No one even knows when the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan existed. You know that you are now claiming the deity sovereignty of purity from the Father. You can explain very well using the pictures. It is only in Bharat that they worship those who are double-crowned. There is such an image in the picture of the ladder. They have that crown, but not the crown of light. Only pure ones are worshipped. Light is a symbol of purity. It isn't that light emerges when anyone sits on the throne. No, it is a symbol of purity. You are now effort makers, and this is why you cannot be shown with that light. Both the souls and the bodies of deities are pure. Here, no one has a pure body, and this is why they cannot be shown with that light. Some among you remain completely pure, and some remain semi-pure. They have many storms of Maya, and so they are called semi-pure. Some become completely impure. They can understand for themselves that they have become completely impure. It is souls that become impure and cannot be shown with the light. You children should not forget that you are the children of the highest on high Father, and so there should be so much royalty. For instance, when someone who is a toilet cleaner becomes an MLA or an MP, or he studies and attains a particular position, he becomes very tip-top. There are many like that. Although they belong to the same caste, when they receive that position, they become very intoxicated and would dress accordingly. In the same way, you too are now studying in order to become pure from impure. They become doctors or barristers through their studies, but they are also still impure because their studies are not for becoming pure. You know that you will become pure deities in the future, and so your Shudra habits will continue to be removed. Internally, you should have the intoxication that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is making you double-crowned. We are changing from Shudras into Brahmins, and we will then become deities. So, those dirty, vicious habits have to be broken. All devilish things have to be renounced. When someone becomes an MP from a toilet cleaner, his standard of living and his residence, etc., all become first class. Theirs is only for this time. You know what you are going to become in the future. Talk to yourself in this way. What was I before, and what have I now become? You too belonged to the Shudra clan, but you are now becoming the masters of the world. When someone attains a high status, he has that intoxication. So, who are you? You were impure and dirty. Now, God is teaching you and making you into the masters of the unlimited. You understand that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, definitely comes here to teach you Raja Yoga. He wouldn't teach it in the incorporeal world or the subtle region. All of you souls are residents of the faraway land. You come here to play your parts. The parts of 84 births have to be played. They speak of 8.4 million species. They are in such extreme darkness. You now understand that you were deities 5,000 years ago, and that you have now become impure. People sing, "O purifier, come, purify us." However, they don't understand that the Father himself has come to make you pure, and that he is teaching you Raja Yoga. No one can claim a high status without studying. You know that Baba teaches you and makes you into Narayan from ordinary humans. The aim and objective is in front of you. The status of a subject is not your aim and objective. There is the picture of Lakshmi and Narayan. Where else would they teach you with such a picture? You have all the knowledge in your intellects. We have become impure by taking 84 births. The picture of the ladder is very good. This is the impure world, and this also includes all the sages and holy men. They themselves continue to sing, "O purifier, come." The impure world cannot be called the pure world. The new world is the pure world. No one pure could stay in this old impure world. You children should be so intoxicated that you are God-fatherly students and that God is teaching you. The Father comes and only teaches the poor. The clothes of poor people are very dirty. You souls are now studying. The soul knows that he has an old body and that it doesn't matter if you dress it in ordinary clothes. There is no question of changing your dress or having any show, etc. There is no connection with how you dress. The Father only teaches you souls. Bodies are impure, and even if you dress them in very good clothes, both bodies and souls are still impure. They show images of Krishna as dark blue, because both his soul and his body were ugly, and he was a village urchin. All of you were village urchins. All human beings in the world are orphans. They don't know the Father at all. Everyone has a limited Father, but only you Brahmins have found the unlimited Father. The unlimited Father is now teaching you Raja Yoga. There is knowledge and there is devotion. When it is the end of devotion, the Father comes and gives you knowledge. It is now the end. None of these things exist in the Golden Age. The old world has now reached the stage when it is to be destroyed. The pure world is called heaven. This is explained very clearly in the pictures. Radha and Krishna then become Lakshmi and Narayan. No one knows this either. You know that each belonged to a separate kingdom. You have seen the marriage ceremony of the Golden Age. You children had all sorts of musical instruments to entertain you in Pakistan. You had visions of everything. You know that you are now studying Raja Yoga. You mustn't forget this. Although you may be cooking or washing dishes, it is the soul of everyone that is studying. Everyone comes and sits here. Eminent people don't come here because they believe that only the poor come here, and so they feel embarrassed. The Father is the Lord of the poor. Even toilet cleaners go to some centres. Those of Islam also come. The Father says, "Renounce all bodily religions. I am Gujarati, I am so-and-so," is all body consciousness. Here, the Supreme Father is teaching you souls. The Father says, "I have entered an ordinary body. Only ordinary ones would come to an ordinary being. You understand that this one was a jewel merchant. The Father himself reminds you of what he told you in the previous cycle. I enter an ordinary old body. I enter this one at the end of the last of his many births. I tell him, you don't know your own births. He didn't give knowledge to just Arjuna while sitting in a horse chariot. That cannot be called a school, nor is this a battlefield. This is a study. You children should pay full attention to studying. We have to study fully and become double-crowned. Now we have neither crown. We are to become double-crowned in the future. The light disappears in the Copper Age and only a single crown remains. Those who have a single crown worship those who had a double crown. There should definitely be this symbol. Baba continues to give you directions for making pictures, and so those who are going to make these pictures have to pay a lot of attention to the Murli. It is very easy to explain with the pictures to anyone. Just as in colleges, they show something on a map so that it would enter their intellects that Europe is on this side, Ireland is on that side, and London is on this side. How would anyone know where Europe is if he hadn't seen a map? When a map is seen, it quickly enters the intellect. You now know that at the top there are the worthy of worship double-crowned deities. Then, as they come down, they become worshippers. They continue to come down the ladder. This picture of the ladder is very easy to understand, and anyone can understand it. However, nothing sits in the intellects of some. Their fortune is such. Students pass or fail at school. If it is not in their fortune, they don't make that effort, or they fall ill and are therefore unable to study. Some study fully, but those are still worldly studies, whereas this is a spiritual study. A golden intellect is required for this. By remembering the Father, the gold, who is ever pure, you souls will continue to become like gold. It is said, this one has an intellect like pebbles. They wouldn't say that there. That was heaven. They have forgotten that Bharat was heaven. You can explain this at the exhibitions, and you can then make them repeat it. You can do this with projectors. First of all, the pictures of the Trimurti, Lakshmi and Narayan, and the ladder are very necessary. The knowledge of the whole 84 births is included in the picture of Lakshmi and Narayan. You children should constantly think about this throughout the day. Every centre should definitely have the main pictures. People will be able to understand very well from the pictures. This kingdom is being established through Brahma. We are the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris, the children of Prajapita Brahma. Previously we belonged to the Shudra clan, and we now belong to the Brahmin clan. We will then become deities. Shiv Baba changes us from Shudras into Brahmins. Our aim and objective is in front of us. Lakshmi and Narayan were the masters of heaven, and so, how did they come down the ladder? Look at what they became from what they were. They became complete Buddhas. Lakshmi and Narayan used to rule the kingdom in Bharat. The people of Bharat should know what happened then and where they went. Did someone conquer them? Did they defeat anyone in battle? Neither did they conquer anyone, nor were they defeated. All of this is a question of Maya. As soon as the kingdom of Ravan began, they fell into the 5 vices and lost their kingdom. Then, by conquering the 5 vices, they become that again. It is now the splendor of Ravan's kingdom. We are establishing our kingdom in an incognito way. You are so ordinary, and the one who is teaching you is the highest on high. The incorporeal father enters an impure body and makes you children become like them, brackets Lakshmi and Narayan. He comes into the impure world from the faraway land and enters an impure body. Nevertheless, he doesn't make himself into Lakshmi or Narayan. He makes you children that. However, you don't make full effort to become that. Day and night you have to study and teach others. Baba explains very easy methods to you day by day. The explanation should begin with Lakshmi and Narayan. How did they take 84 births? They are now studying in their final birth, and then their dynasty will be created. There are so many things to be explained. Baba gives you directions for the pictures. When you make a picture, you should come running to Baba. Baba will correct it and give you further directions. Baba says, I am the Emperor of all emperors. Your treasure store will become full. You should have no concerns about anything. There are so many children sitting here. Baba knows with which ones he can have the treasure store filled. Baba had the thought of uplifting Jaipur with great force. There is a museum of Hatha Yogis there. Your museum of Raja Yoga should be created so attractively that everyone can go and see it. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BaapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for Dana. 1. In order for your intellect to imbibe pure knowledge, make the vessel of your intellect golden. Only by having remembrance will your vessel become golden. 2. You have now become Brahmins. Therefore, finish all Shudra habits. Live with great royalty. Maintain the intoxication that you are becoming the masters of the world. Blessing. May you transform your vision and attitude and become an image that grants visions, and so transform the world. Make your vision divine by transforming your attitude, and many souls will see their real form, their real home, and their real kingdom from your vision. In order to give them that real vision, let there not be the slightest mischievous of body consciousness in your attitude. Reform your attitude and make your vision divine, and this world will be transformed. Those who see you will experience your eyes to be not just eyes, but containers of magic. Your eyes will become a means to give them visions. Slogan. Along with zeal and enthusiasm for doing service, to have an attitude of unlimited disinterest is the means of success. Om Shanti.